So a couple days ago, a guy came in here and said Oblivion Lost stuck on the Pip-boy whenever he tries to open the PDA, or the Pip-boy rather, and he types the Pip-boy icon. The game freezes for them. At first, I didn't believe it. I was like, well, that sounds like a bad install. So I just was like, okay, just go ahead and make sure which version you're running, and then reinstall it if you're running it on a normal PC. And he says he reinstalled it, and of course, it still has the same problem. So I was like, okay, did you try installing it using the method that I documented here? And he's like, yep. And then he did it down here, and I'm like, okay, my turn. So I went ahead and just jumped right in, as unfortunately obsessive as I can be every once in a while, and started trying to figure out what the heck the problem was. Turns out the pip-boy.msg was the problem. I'm going to show you what the crash was, and I'm going to show you what to look for again, and then I'll show you the fix. All right, so the pip-boy.msg is the culprit. Again, this is the pip-boy.msg that I actually extracted from the patch file that was bad over here. Patch 001.dat in the Oblivion Lost mod version 1.04, which is the current version, has a bad pip-boy.msg file. And because it has a bad pip-boy.msg file, I'll show you why. This is why. This is what happens when you have a bad pip-boy.msg file. Start the game up correctly, load a save. All right, Control R, AR Village, not AR Village 2, just AR Village, ARVILLAG. That's what we're looking for. It'll play you get the vault suit, you get the blue pajamas video. So once you're done getting the blue pajamas, you go ahead and save it right there. Then you can Control R again, pressing escape and exit will do nothing. And then we load that save game. And here we are. And now I have my own character at the beginning of the game. And you can hit the Pip-boy screen, and this is what I'm trying to show you at this point. Button down here, little Pip-boy icon. Bam. You see those critters? Everybody stop moving. Fires even stop playing, and my mouse is stuck with the wrong game mode. And so that's a problem, and I'm going to show you what the problem is one more time with this pip-boy.msg file. So let's go ahead and briefly delete it and then start up the game. I'll show you that this now works by pressing the Pip-boy icon. Oh, of course. Wait, no. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, so yeah, the Pip-boy icon now works over here because I deleted that file. So let's go and bring the file back one more time, and then we're going to take a look at what's wrong with it. Bam, Control Z, make sure it crashes real quick. And there we go. And we're going to hit the Pip-boy icon right here, and you can see everybody froze and the whole game stuck in the wrong mode. All right, cool. So we got that crash back. This is the pip-boy.msg file right here that we're looking at right here. So I just dragged and dropped it over here. And if we scroll down a little bit, we can see what the problem is, or at least where a possible problem is. Well, it looks like a bunch of lines that should be commented out. It's even less obvious without the syntax highlighting, but it's not going to be obvious immediately why it's causing a crash. Something you might notice right away is that there's spaces between each of the lines here, whereas there's no spaces here. That might be related to it. Well, I'm going to do some testing here, but I know that's not necessarily the actual problem, because if you go ahead and get rid of these spaces, you'll notice that there is one line still green. And it kind of makes you wonder, wait, why is that line green? And if anybody's familiar with the syntax of this system, you might go, oh, there might be a missing curly brace somewhere, because there's only comments and curly braces are the only syntax that comes into this entire thing here. Everything else is a number or a string, a regular. They're both strings, but they're converted from, when it goes to load it into the game engine, actually converted from strings into numbers, from a number string into a regular number, binary number. Try and be a little more precise about that. It's not so easy. Anyway, so why is this line green? It turns out it's because of this missing curly brace right there. Bam, goes away, not green anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and do the obvious fix real quick, which is to delete all the spaces that are right in front there, just to see if there's a problem with the spacing. And I'm going to leave this problem right here, which I talked about earlier, where we have a mismatched curly brace. I'm going to leave that in place for now. Well, yes, this is the Pip-boy's message file, pip-boy.msg. So little white dot means I haven't saved it. We're just going to go ahead and save it right there, and it's saved. And let's go ahead and pull up Fallout 2. So let's go and load that game right here. And we're going to hit the Pip-boy icon, and voila, it crashed. She stopped moving mid-stride, which is not common, but a good catch on that one. There we go. All right, let's go over here and fix the curly brace, which we know could be a problem. It certainly is. In this point, it's not saved, so we're going to go ahead and save it right there. And let's come back over here and open Fallout 2 once again. And reload that game. And now we open the Pip-Boy, and bam, everything works. Let's go and do one more thing here. I'm going to go ahead and put the spaces back in, because I'm curious if that causes a change or not. Saved and out here. Let's go ahead and load that back up, and let's take a look if the spaces cause the same crash. They do not. All right, so the spaces weren't the issue. The missing curly brace is the issue, although it's surprised that the linter doesn't catch that this is space agnostic. But anyway, so that was the problem. If you ever run into a situation where your Pip-Boy will cause the game to freeze when you try to open it, you have a botched pipboy.msg file located in your mod install somewhere. And that botch also is not necessarily due to the spacing, but is definitely due to a missing curly brace somewhere like this one had right there. Either forgot to, innocently enough, put the curly brace back and they didn't have the colored parsing here like I do, which, by the way, if you are interested in scripting Fallout 2, I highly recommend the BG Forge MLS, because this is so much easier to try and script with when you have actual parsing for the text file. So much easier. But otherwise, BG Forge MLS on VS Code, or on what I'm using is VS Codium. So that's what you got to do to fix it. For Oblivion Lost here, I have also updated my moddb patch file, and I also put it up on GitHub, my patch002.dat. Patch002.dat release here. It's just a zip, contains the patch002.dat. The patch002.dat contains this pip-boy.msg fixed like this, in addition to a bunch of other scripting fixes, which I have documented here on my Oblivion Lost patch GitHub right here. If you would like to take a look at those and you're interested in scripting. But if you're not interested in scripting, you can just go ahead and download the patch, extract it into your Fallout 2 Oblivion Lost mod, wherever that's located, because there's 2 different places you can install it to. And either way, you should be able to play this mod all the way through to the end now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought that was helpful, please like and subscribe. You know the deal. Make me popular on YouTube. There we go, guys.